A New Year's greeting from Denmark. Question to you. When did you visit where you grew up? I brought my sons here to Denmark, to Fyn, where I spent my youth. And you're gonna see some of the things that we have seen on this last week. Enjoy the small video clips and see you soon. Denmark is located in the upper part of Europe, on top of Germany and under Norway and Sweden. And Fyn is right in the center of Denmark, as you can see here. Okay, so we are on Fyn, the most northern part called Nordfyn and Fyns Hoved. We can see other islands and we can see Sealand. And then apparently people are making small rock formations to make a mark. And there are other missions here that seems to be pretty popular. But this is the most northern part on this island, Fyn. Okay, so we are... It was just too windy for you to hear me, so this is a voiceover. Behind me is a Jættestue, that is a troll home. People believe that the trolls lived up there. But in reality, these are burial places, these hills. They are 5,000 years old, and you're gonna crawl in there with me. Okay, so we are inside this burial location, and you can see it's fairly big, fairly long. So it could bury big people, probably a ship as well. So yeah, that is from inside this Jættestue on Fyn, the island Fyn. Okay, so this is the Regisakilden, a holy spring that should have healing powers. So I'm gonna get some healing powers now. You can also drink it and the healing will be internal. So how old is this? They don't really know, but it came with the Catholic Church entry to Denmark, so I would say probably like 1,000 years old. All right, so we are at these burial rocks. They are also from the Bronze Age, so around 5,000 years old. This is where they buried some of the most important people. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about that, but people were also here on this island, Fyn, 5,000 years ago. There's a little Stonehenge over it, very little, but there is. Okay, so we are still on Fyn, and today it is raining, and therefore it is not as cold as it was yesterday. It gets dark at 4:30 in the afternoon, so we had to get up and start earlier today. Okay, so this is a rune stone, and it is the one in Denmark with the longest script. It is connected on 3 sides. It's in the neighborhood of 1,200 years old. And I'm gonna connect myself by putting my hand on it with my forefathers. So it is a son to a local, what can we call, warlord, and the wife of that warlord who had this created. And they were pretty smart. The bottom of it is say that if you damage this rock or the scripts on it, the entirety of all of the Nordic gods will come after you. So therefore maybe it is still there. No one wants to dare that. So again, I can feel that I'm connecting with generations back in the days. That is this rune stone. Alright, so I'm about to walk into the Vissenbjergskoven, which is the Fyns version of Nottingham Forest, where Robin Hood was. They did the same here. This was where the outlaws would find their refugee. They robbed and they kept the money. So let's see if we can survive this. We are to be on the safe side. Our wallets are in the car. Okay, so we are probably somewhat in the middle of this scary forest. One thing I notice is it is a terrible place to hide in wintertime without any leaves on the trees. That's for sure. So there could not be outlawed people that long in here. But back then, hundreds of years ago, 500 years ago, obviously this forest took much more space. So I think we're gonna survive this one. Okay, so we are now at Frøbjerg Baunehøj. This is the tallest mountain on Fyn. A whole 393 feet tall. 131 meter tall mountain. So let's see if we can conquer that one right now. So on the way up there to the biggest mountain here for Fyn, there is this memorial stone or rock that it was from, well, it say that they celebrate in 1780. Okay, it is very slippery here, and my son, he fell with the camera. So they disbanded this Stavnsbonde, which was that wherever you were born as a farmer, you were sort of inherited by the lord of that area, that you didn't have freedom to move somewhere else. You were basically a slave of that lord. But they disbanded in 1788. It took another 12 years to completely have that done throughout the country. But this reminds us of that disbandment. So we will continue the journey to the top of this huge mountain. Okay, so a few minutes later, we are 393 feet up in the air, in the sky here on Fyn. Again, the wind is simply too strong. I had to do this voiceover, but as you can see from up here, the landscape is just beautiful, very flat. The entire country is totally flat and green, but beautiful. Okay, so history is, I guess in Europe we tend to not forget history. And so this rock was placed here in 1935. It is to remember a battle that took place in 1535, where one king was fighting another one who also wanted to be king. And the farmers in this area, they chose the side of the one who lost. And a lot of these farmers in that fierce battle, short but fierce, they lost their lives. And this is a memorial remembering for the sacrifice that they did. It was also the point an important point in Denmark where Protestantism won, and we shifted from Catholic to Protestant. Alright, so we are by the church called Horne Kirke. It is one of the oldest in Denmark, but not the oldest. The round part of the church, as you see there, is from 1170, so 900 years old. I also heard comment about the tower part of it is called the Weapon House, and back then when the design of the churches in Denmark was made, they all look like where they have this tower part and then the ship. It's called the Weapon House, and anyone who came in there with all their swords and axes and all of that, they had to hand that in the Weapon House. And then they went into the ship because this is a sailing nation, and we are gonna go in there. So the time is now 3 o'clock, by the way, p.m. And as you can see, the sun is almost setting. So let's go in there to the church. Okay, so we are in the church. We have to be quiet. That was the weapon house where we handed in all our axes and swords and that sort. And the priest, he will normally be up here, and the altar is down there. This is called the ship, as I say, and it's very popular in churches to have a ship hanging. And that is also why we call it the ship, part of it. Yeah, okay, so we're still in the church. And this is the long ship part of the church. So just imagine that your seat is right there. Yeah. Okay, so when you are in Denmark, you have to taste the hot dogs. They are delicious. And we are in the small town of Faaborg. It is the southern part of Fyn on this island. Another thing to try in Denmark is the chocolates, and Frellesen is a very famous chocolate manufacturer. All of this is they made it themselves. And we are going to have some hot chocolate with soft ice as well. Okay, so this is the chocolate with ice cream on top. We have to eat it quickly or drink it quickly because the ice cream obviously is melting. So I'm gonna taste it first. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. Okay, so this is the last small video from Denmark. Odense, the center of Fyn. And Denmark does not have any issue with drought, as you can see. Fireworks is going on. Have a happy new 2023. See you soon.